Hey, it's Matt Hartnett from Aftershocks TV, and you're experiencing Poppitt's Corner.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Poppitt's Corner, the mini-series, part one of many episodes today. But I'd like to bring on the main man from Dow himself and Helsott, Mr. Eric Dow. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks again for having us.
Thank you.
Why don't you explain to the folks watching and listening what's kind of going on tonight?
All right, we have the Wacken metal battle. The battle has been going on internationally for over 20 years now, and USA just was never really a part of it. I'd say for 16 years or whatever, and we finally got USA involved back in 2017, and it was just basically being run by a PR guy from Canada who does the Wacken Metal Battle Canada, and after that was said and done, he realized that he could use somebody actually in America to help him out and all that stuff. And he'd like to just stick with PR, and he needs someone to deal with all the promotion and dealing with the bands and promoters and all this, that, and the other. So,
how many bands from the U.S. end up going to Wacken?
One.
Only one?
Out of the yeah.
Wow.
See, I mean, over in Europe, it's different because a 2-hour drive, you can be in 3 different countries.
Sure.
And they all send one band. So it's no different for Canada or U.S. or Mexico, which vast lands.
How do you guys decide on what bands perform per city? Because I know this is like, don't you guys have like a San Diego one, and this is obviously the Orange County?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, I run the San Diego one and now the Orange County one. This is the first time we're doing it here. I wanted to do it last time. We did it in 2020, but I couldn't really find a venue. I called this venue several times. They never got back to me. So it was actually the Voices of Ruins, the guys that hooked me up with them finally. I was like, well, we played Ruin Fest here. I'll just call those guys up. And they're like, oh, here's your phone number. I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
Well, Voices actually won the original round, a couple of years back?
2018 was the first time I did the battle. And they won it in L.A., even though they're from Orange County. So that was quite impressive. So that's why tonight, they're headlining tonight. I figured first time in Orange County, got to get the winners from 2018
Absolutely.
And local boys out to headline. And then we had a couple of bands drop due to COVID, I believe. At least that's what their excuse was COVID. It's a bummer. And so we need to fill space. I'm like, well, fuck it, we'll throw Helsott in there too.
Awesome.
Go throw down in Orange County. It's been a little bit, we don't play here too often. And we love playing here. So, but yeah, basically what's going on tonight is we have the first and only round in Orange County. And after that, then we move on to the West Coast final. So we've already had 3 battles in L.A. and 2 battles in San Diego. So you got 2 bands from each of the L.A. battles advance. So we're going to have an L.A. final. That's March 12th. We're going to have 2 bands from there move on. We got 3 bands move forward from each of the San Diego battles. So we're going to have a San Diego final with 6 bands. Only 1 band is going to move forward from there. 1 band is going to move forward tonight. We'll have a band from San Francisco. We have a band called Acronomica, who's already won their battle in Las Vegas. And then we have an Arizona battle going on. We have a Phoenix final, and 1 band will come from there. So those 6 bands will be the West Coast final. And we'll pick 2 winning bands from there to battle. We'll have Seattle, Portland, Texas, and Ohio in the battles.
Okay, well, I mean, there's a lot of these going on. So my question to you is, are you a judge at this particular one? Obviously,
No,
you're not. You just put on the event.
I stopped being a judge last time, just because I have to look at all the bands in the face all the time, and it really kind of sucks to
be that guy,
to usher them in and then to usher them out after they lose. I'd rather be the guy that said like, "Yo, motherfucker, I didn't fuck." I'm not the judge.
So how do you determine who actually are the judges?
I pick. They have to be in the industry, obviously, but I just pick friends and people that I know will do me a favor.
That are neutral.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the thing. I mean, if they, you can't pick a judge that has a friend in the battle. It's just,
Well, my question becomes: so these judges, how do they judge the winner? Like, what are they looking for?
Style, performance, how do they look on stage? Do they look like how they sound? You know what I mean? Like, if they're a power metal band, are they going up there looking like a sludge punk band, or are they looking like a bunch of guys that just woke up out of bed and don't give a shit? Or do they look like a slick, pretty power metal band up there on stage? You know what I mean?
Well, so do you judge them off of their stage performance itself?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so
crowd response, stage performance, playability. They have five or six different categories, and you just rate them between 1 and 10, and they go in increments of 0.5. So 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, all the way out to 10. And you just add up each category that you judge them in, tally them all up. We tally up all its scores from all 3 judges. Whoever scores the highest wins.
Interesting. So do you judge it off of do you judge it off of style as well, though?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, judges, these bands are playing in so many different styles of metal, right?
Yep.
So what is the kind of overall vibe that you want to get from the said winner? Like, do they have to have good songs?
Oh,
Do they have to
That's part
catchiness?
of it, for sure.
Do they
Yes.
like okay?
Everything you can think of. I know you, Tanner. You're a songwriter.
Okay, I'm not a judge. I'm just asking the question.
But if I was to pick you as a judge, I would be comfortable because you would be looking for all the things that I'm looking for in a winning band.
Okay,
Because it is a competition. Whoever wins in America goes to battle in Wacken, and then they have to battle against 30 different countries. I want to fucking win that battle one day.
Yeah.
So you want to send the best in terms of just overall everything.
Yes.
Okay. Now, obviously, there is some sort of quote-unquote bias here, but at the end of the day, too, I think what your overall goal is to do is obviously to help the bands out.
Yeah,
and
of course.
obviously
That's main for me.
Right. But obviously, too, you also want them to represent. It's like the Olympics. You want to represent
you fucking nailed it.
The U.S.
This is the Metal Olympics at the Holy Land.
What do you want heavy?
I want heavy.
Yeah.
not dynamic.
I mean,
just heavy.
so far, the bands I brought were Voices of Ruins, a heavy melodic death metal band, and Monarch, a shreddy, heavy thrash metal band with Tom Mariah screams and like shreds that'll fucking blow your brains out. And we didn't even place with either of those bands. Like last time it was a folk metal band that won, really badass band from Latvia, I believe. And the time before it was a really like polished, like almost produced already band from China that won.
Now, do these bands know who the judges are?
A lot of the times I announce them ahead of time, but I try to do it like a day or two before, because we've had it in the past where a band will start bugging the judges early, and I do not want that.
Some blackmail here for us?
Yeah, exactly.
They wouldn't do that.
None of the judges I pick would go for that, but I wouldn't put it past any of the bands that I don't know.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Especially because I have been a judge many times before, and I have dealt with it myself.
But even if bands are like really good and really talented, at the time that they're being judged, they have to perform.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's something.
Just because you're a good band doesn't mean you're gonna.
Just because you were great last week doesn't mean you wouldn't have issues today.
And the other thing is, like, do those three judges think you're good? So even if you lose, you don't necessarily hang your head low in this battle. I hate it when a band...
Being a finalist is something to be said.
Last time, man, one of the bands I thought should have won in L.A. on one of their rounds, I walked up to them right after the show just to let them know, man, dude, I thought the judge got it wrong tonight. You guys were my favorite. And they were like crying, and they would barely talk to me. They were looking at their feet and all that. And I was just like, hey guys, and one of them just said, I think we're just going to hang it up. And I was like, part of me was sad, and the other part I was really pissed off. I'm like, you got three judges from the industry. You got all these other bands. You got me. I mean, I'm just a little fish in this big pond, but I'm somebody trying to give you an opportunity. I'm looking you right in the eye, You know, just because you didn't win doesn't mean you don't have fucking opportunity staring you right in the face.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of whining at me and being all pissy and moany, and I'm like, I immediately stopped liking that band.
Interesting. So another question I have, and we'll get back to this aspect that you just touched upon, but do the bands have to have said albums out, or can they just be a demo kind of band?
Could just be a demo.
Okay.
In this day and age, I could just throw a couple of songs on YouTube and call it done. But, I mean, we prefer them to have EPK and everything, you know, because once you go to Wacken, they have like a meet and greets set up with everybody in the industry over there. And, you know, I'm not going to walk that band over and hold their hand and introduce them to everybody.
Yeah.
They put their faces on a board and tell them who they are so you could see what they look like in the artist village and tell them what time they're going to be there or where they're from and what they're doing there. And it's up to you to go and schmooze with them.
So do you also look for a good representation in terms of how they present themselves, not just on stage, but off the stage?
Yes.
Okay, so is that one of the categories too?
No, it's not.
Okay.
And it should be. But,
Like professionalism?
I would probably add 3 or 4 more categories to the judging. But
let me
I
hear
don't.
'em.
No, I'm not going to go into it. But I definitely, the judging sheets are a little shorthanded for me. I think I would add a little bit more to it. And honestly, if a band won that didn't have a proper EPK, I would fucking do it for them. You know what I mean? Because I would hate for a band to go to Germany and to look like a small-time pissant band meeting these big people in the industry.
It's intimidating, I'm sure.
Know? And then I wouldn't want those guys to go, that's the fucking band that won USA? At the same time.
So, and does it ultimately come around to you though? So if hypothetically, so
in a way, yeah.
If the bands don't present themselves obviously in a professional way, does that come around?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because the metal industry, for folks that don't really know this, it's kind of a small.
Oh, it's very small.
It's very small.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously, people talk and people know each other. And
one of my judges tonight is from Silver Lining Music. And Silver Lining Music is owned by Thomas from Wacken, the owner of Wacken. Yeah, so there's a guy in the building tonight that will go home tonight and tell boss man of all boss mans how tonight went.
So ultimately,
no pressure.
No pressure, right? But I think you picked a good round of bands. Like, can you just go over kind of the bands that you decided to choose, and how did you approach each of the bands?
Well, bands have to sign up in time. We have a 3-month window for bands to sign up, and that's just all over the country. That's not just locally, whatever. The bands have 3 months to sign up. And, I was really hoping, especially with Voices of Ruins winning from Orange County, that we would have more bands signing up, because I know we got great talent out here. And really, we had 8 bands sign up total.
Now, do you think that's due to what has transpired in the past year or two?
Sure,
okay.
Sure. I mean, because think of how many bands didn't survive COVID. I'm not trying to say it's not, maybe we didn't get the word out enough, or, maybe because 2 years went by without Wacken Metal Battle going on, and maybe in those 2 years, maybe even Voices of Ruins fans or friends or whatever have moved out of the state. I don't know. I'm not trying to blame anything. All I know is I was expecting more bands to sign up. So on this particular battle, I just picked every band that signed up.
Interesting. Well, obviously, thanks again for having us here. We really appreciate the opportunity.
I appreciate you guys coming out. It was, it was a no-brainer for me to ask you guys to come out. You're the hometown boys. I'm the guest.
We appreciate it. Hopefully we can be at many more of these when you do them each year. So
I would love to get this going in Orange County every year, honestly.
Yeah.
I think Orange County deserves it.
I think bands should be hungry to want the opportunity, and like you said, even if they don't qualify or get to the be in the final, there needs to be some recognition that they how far they got, and they should feel good about that. And
that should be with every state, everyone involved in this battle. And I think that goes a long way, because Voices of Ruins, they were so hungry for it.
Fuck yeah.
And they won.
It reminds me of like if you're a stud in sports,
yeah,
right? And you're kicking ass, and because I was kind of a soccer dork where nice. I thought I was good. When I got into college, I was up against people that were fucking way better than
you
me.
realize you're not as good as you thought you were.
Right. And so there's some, you can be humbled with that.
Oh,
and so even that, at least you can be proud of what you've done, even if you don't make yourself the top national anything.
Yeah,
so,
I was a goaltender, keeper. And I remember first time I went from was
like
it
a CIF champion?
No, JV just to varsity.
Yeah.
Just that one step. I went for tryouts, and I was just sitting there, like all cocky in the net, like ready to do this. And some kid came up and kicked that fucking ball so fucking hard and fast, and I didn't even see it coming, and it went by me in the goal, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Now,
there's good people out there. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, because I want to go back to what you had mentioned earlier with the band that kind of couldn't take any criticism. So I'm kind of curious your advice for bands that have a hard time with criticism. What do you usually tell them?
Only 3 guys that are judging this. Why let 3 guys ruin your whole fucking career? It's who the fuck them. Who gives a shit what those 3 fucking guys think? If those 3 fucking guys pick you as a winner, then you care. Yeah, fuck. Right. They're the greatest people. They're the smartest people in the world. But if they didn't pick them, it's not the end of the world. But go talk to them after the show. They're here for a reason. Don't bug them during the show. Go talk to them. Go give them a demo. Go shake their hands. Thank them for being here. Fucking talk to me. Talk to other promoters. Talk to all the other bands. There are so many opportunities staring you right in the fucking face in every one of these battles. And I love how a lot of the more positive bands, even throughout the country, not even here, a lot of them get signed. They didn't win.
As a result.
Yeah, they didn't win, but they got signed.
Yep. That's telling.
Yes. And the more bands that get signed that have been involved with this battle, the more I glow. The more I'm like, fuck yeah. It validates this battle. It validates what we're doing. Because I hate battles. I don't like battle of the bands. I don't like competing in art or music. But when Wacken calls, you answer. It's the Holy Land. It's an invite-only festival. And this is a way for an unsigned band to go out there and fucking kill it in the Holy Land. And I feel really proud to bring that. I want to help the unsigned band do that.
Are there any pre-sales for these events too?
Oh yeah, but it's not pay to play.
Okay. Because a lot of Battle of the Bands are pay to play. So I was just curious.
That shit, dude. Like the one band here tonight sold 5 tickets. They still get to play. Another band sold 60. The difference, the way I run my battles, I don't know about how other people do. As long as there's not pay to play, as soon as I find out a promoter's doing that, I'll fucking fire them. But the way I run mine, I just make even that shit a competition. Make it fair. So I give every band however many tickets they want to sell. They take a cut from the ticket sales. I only ask for $10 for each fucking ticket, and if they sell theirs for $5 or whatever, or $15, they keep the $5. Just give me the 10, and then we all meet at the venue at 5 p.m. right before load in, and we say, how many tickets did you sell? 20. How many did you sell? 5. How many did you sell? 60. Okay, the band who sold 60, they get to pick first slot. The band who sells 30, they get to pick second slot, then the 20, and then so on and so forth. Everyone gets to still play, and the last week in San Diego, both days, the band who played second won.
Yeah, I was going to say, it may not even matter what slot you even play in. It's just...
we still have never had a band who had to go on first win. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened someday.
Well, you also hope that everybody gets there in time to see every single band to be fair to all of them.
Yeah. The judges have to be.
Yeah.
But, and really, but that just goes to me also seeing, well, if you sold 5 tickets, you don't give a fuck.
It's true.
Yeah. If there's 5 people in your band and you got 1 person through the door per band member, then you're not going to play Wacken.
Right. It makes a lot of sense. Eric, and lastly, I want to thank you obviously for having the show here.
Yeah,
really appreciate it. And
thank you guys for coming.
Taking a few minutes out of your...
This.
I could talk and talk and talk forever about this shit. So.
But we still need to get a full-on proper episode with me and you, if that's okay.
I think that would be sick, man.
So we need to make that happen. But lastly, where can people sign up for these future events, and how do they hear about these events just in the near future?
Follow us on Instagram, and Facebook is the best thing. It's just Wacken Metal Battle USA or at Wacken Metal Battle USA. website is metal/battle.com, and that's for the entire international competition. And, we usually open up in August and go to October or November, and then battles get started in January. So it gives us about a month to promote and prepare for the first battles. Battles run until May, and then we get a winner, and it gives the winner a couple of months to prepare to get their asses to Germany.
Yep. So we can track the website. We can track the progress of all the
Typically you can, but this year with all the shit going on, like they're not really up to date on the website. But you can definitely any band that wants to sign up in the future, as long as you're unsigned, and that's including distribution deals. None of that, as long as you're unsigned completely. If you want to sign up, you got a shot at this. Just follow our Facebook, and it's just an easy sign-up sheet to fill out,
Love it. And obviously Helsott has a new record coming out. So just walk me through just what's going on in the Helsott camp. I just want to give you guys some promotion as far as that goes.
I appreciate that. We've got 2 singles out so far. The title track of the album, Will of the Witch, came out in February, and then just a couple of weeks ago, actually not even full 2 weeks, I don't think, 2 weeks this Tuesday would be our second one, which is called I'll Make You Famous. And that's the one we actually did the real music video for. We did an Indiegogo for, and I was my directorial debut. And we went out to Landers, California, to like a movie studio ranch and filmed a Western-themed outlaw video. Actually, we did 2. The second one will come out in May, right? Excuse me, right before the album's released in May 20th. And then I think we should have another single out in April. I can't name him yet, but it's got a guest vocalist on there that everyone will recognize. It's going to be fucking sick.
So was that fun, filming out in Landers and doing all that?
It was a blast when it was over.
It's a lot of work, but
when I sat down, because they let us camp there too. So
fun.
In the second video, we had guns. We were shooting guns out there, and they wouldn't let us drink any alcohol or anything like that as long as guns were out, even though we were shooting blanks and shit like that. So we got all that out of the way first, and then the second video we filmed in the saloon there, and we just busted out all the alcohol, and everyone just started fucking slamming and drinking.
That's so great.
So from that moment on, it got fun. Even though I was still doing a little bit of work, it started getting fun. And then that video was done. I mean, we finished that one in just an hour or 2. The first one took better part of 5 or 6 hours. And excuse me. When it was all said and done, I went to the fire pit, and I'm just sitting by the fire with a beer in my hand going, fuck, that was a blast. Like, before I was just so stressed about getting it done. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. All I knew was we were spending a shitload of money, and we had to make this happen in 12 hours. And, I don't know what, I didn't even know the camera guy we hired yet. I just know he had a good reputation, and he's a friend of a friend of a friend. And he ended up being great. And everyone ended up being great, Everyone, it all ran so smooth. Like, ridiculously smooth. Like, it shouldn't have been that easy.
Ours was that easy, too, when we did it. Yeah. But either way, I'm looking forward to the new Helsott record. And obviously, let's get you back on here to help you guys promote it.
Yeah,
I want to see the outtakes on the video.
Awesome too.
Oh, there will be.
Yeah. It's some behind-the-scenes shit.
We've got a couple of them coming. I actually paid a guy just to film him.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The problem is like, there's not that much. I've already edited a couple of versions of it, and it's just not that good. The drinking ones are.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the drinking video is, but the outtakes for the other one just aren't that fucking good. And then there's not a lot of the outtakes of the drinking one because the fucking guy was drinking.
He wasn't paying attention.
No, he wasn't. He was just fucking having a blast with us.
Love it.
So anyway, but yeah, the new album's May 20th. We've got very, very limited 250 copies, deluxe 2 vinyls. Double vinyl, and we got them in gold.
Wow.
To go with the whole Western theme, and I'm digging for gold.
I love it. Well, Eric, appreciate it, man. Thanks so much again for having the show here. We look forward to doing many more interviews with you.
Oh, yeah, man. I'd love to come out and do some with you, man.
Absolutely, man. For another episode of Poppitt's Corner, we're out of here, guys. Cheers.
Fuck yeah.